Okay, hi doctor. Today I'm going to present my final year project, academic project. So my topic is about fluidized bed separation of kernel and shell of palm oil types. So my name is PREMKUMAR and my meeting number is 17778, and the one who have been a very good supervisor is Professor Madhya Dr. Muhammad Amran bin Muhammad Saleh. Okay, so moving on. First, my presentation outline. Okay, this presentation is going to be introduction, literature review, and methodology, results and discussion, and then conclusion and recommendation. Okay, for the introduction, okay, briefly, palm oil fruit is also called as algae genus, originated from West Africa. So basically, this experiment is to recover our kernel. So here are the example of kernel recovery process. We collect the nuts, crack the nuts, we get a mixture of kernel, broken shell, and the kernel shell separated using wet separation method. So okay, my research is that the problem statement for this one, we are using a wet separation method. We have K-bar and hydrocyclone. So here are the particulars, mixture. The advantage is both are higher separation efficiency and higher capacity for handling high volume, but disadvantage produce wastewater, wet kernels which need to be dried, and consumption of high energy for production. Therefore, I came up with this current study which emphasizes on the suitability of fluidized bed separation of kernel and shell of cracked mixture of oil or nuts by using sand as a wet medium. So talking about fluidized bed, it has numerous benefits, and some of it is capability of operating in continuous state, dry kernel products option, complete mixing, high separation efficiency, and product can be withdrawn anytime by introducing a new reactor. So my research objective is three main things. First one is to determine the experimental minimum fluidization value (UMF) of sand as well as kernel and shell of palm oil nut fruit. To investigate the segregation of shell, we call as float sand because it segregates to the top of the sand bed, and kernel jet sand to the bottom of the sand at different minimum fluidization velocity. And my third objective is to investigate the optimum size segregation, weight, and bed height of kernel and shell of palm oil fruit at their respective minimum fluidization velocity. So let's be moving on. Okay, literature review. The main concept here involves is fluidization. Main concept is fluidization. Okay, moving on with the methodology. So, introduction for methodology is that we are actually manipulating the fluid velocity. We want to suspend the solid particle in order to behave with fluid. The fluidization process mainly occurs when the solid particles are suspended in fluid which is moving in an upward direction. So the fluidized material here will be kernel and shell, and the fluidizing medium will be air, and the met material will be the sand. Okay, so the material we are using here is sand, kernel, and shell. Very simple. And the apparatus we are using here is fluidized bed column, digital manometer, compressor, and rotameter. Okay, so digital manometer to measure the pressure, compressor to supply the compressed air, and the rotameter to measure the fluid velocity. Okay, for the first experimental procedure, we would like to determine the fluidization velocity of sand. So first, what we do that is we flow the compressed air in an empty fluidized column, and the respective air pressure was measured using a digital manometer. Then we will add 50 grams of 900 micrometer filter sand into the fluidized column to a height of 5 cm. So then we start to enable the flow from the compressor air velocity starting with 0.0 meter per second and increase the intervals of 0.04 at interval of 10 minutes through the sand bed. So we enable the fluidization to occur, and the resultant bed pressure is measured using digital manometer until a significant increase in the bed height is observed. Then once we have done that, we plot a graph of air pressure versus fluid velocity for fluidization column without the bed, as well as graph of bed pressure versus fluid velocity for floated. So what we do that we take these two graphs, we find the pressure difference between a graph of air pressure versus air velocity and graph of bed pressure versus fluid velocity by using a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet. So finally we come up with a graph of pressure drop, which is actually a result of the pressure difference versus fluid velocity was then plotted to obtain the minimum fluidization velocity of sand. Moving on, we also find the experimental determination of kernel and shell minimum fluidization velocity. So for this time, we already got the graph of air pressure versus empty fluidized column before. Now we have actually put some shell irrespective of size into up to 5 cm. Then air velocity starting with 0.01 meter per second and increase at interval of 0.04 at interval of 10 minutes flow through the shell bed. The resultant bed pressure is measured using digital manometer until a significant increase in bed height is observed. So as the same procedure before, a graph of air pressure was fluidization column without bed, which we take from the previous session, as well as graph of shell bed pressure versus fluid velocity were plotted. So we take the pressure dictionary, we did a graph of air pressure versus air velocity and a graph of shell bed pressure versus fluid velocity using a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet. Then finally we plot a graph of pressure drop versus fluid velocity to obtain the minimum fluidity of shell. The same procedure repeated with kernel. So we would like to do the same procedure to obtain the minimum fluidization velocity of kernel and experimental minimum fluidization velocity of kernel and shell obtained. Compare with the calculate value. We also calculate the minimum fluidization velocity using a theory, using a numerical equation. Okay, then we coming with the next three sections to investigate the separation efficiency at three different conditions. One is varying the bed height, another one is varying the initial height, and third one is varying the sizes of the kernel and shell. For the bed height, basically what we will measure the initial weight of some kernel and shell, which is going to be the constant. We are going to fix the initial weight for the rest of the experiment. What we do, we measure it using an analytic balance. So the weight kernel and shell was added into the bottom portion because we want to see the separation to occur top and bottom. So we fix the bottom. Then only we add the filter sand was fed into the fluidized column to a bed height of 4 cm. Then the fluid velocity is manipulated until we achieve the UMF of shell, sand and kernel achieved. The same procedures repeated with bed height of 5 cm, 6 cm, 7 cm, 8 cm, 9 cm and finally 10 cm. The respective weight of separated kernel and shell weight. Then the data obtained is converted into percentage of separated kernel and shell to analyze the segregation efficiency. We also repeat the same one with the different. Just now we use the bed height and the same principle is used here, but what is that we differentiate the initial weight. So we constant the bed height. Now we are differentiating the initial weight. Okay. So the same thing we repeat until we get the respective weight of separated kernel and shell weight, and the percentage of separated kernel and shell was calculated to analyze the segregation efficiency. For this time, we are actually playing with the sizes of kernel and shell, which means that we are actually manipulating the size. It was fixed into the group A, group B, group C, and group D. The group A consists of 12 mm of kernels and 10 mm of shells. So what we do, we take 10 pieces of 12 mm of kernels and 10 mm of shells were taken from group A and placed inside at the bottom of the column. Then we add filter sand up to the height of 5 cm and add with the range of shell because we want to, since shell has a lesser, according to theory, shell has a lesser minimum fluidization velocity than sand and lesser than our kernel. So we want to separate the shell first. Then add with certain velocity the range of minimum fluidization velocity of kernel and shell was known. So the percentage of separated kernel and shell was calculated to analyze the separation efficiency. Result and discussion. From an experiment, I got a graph of pressure drop versus superficial velocity. From the graph obtained, I found that the peak of the graph, which we can consider as the experimental minimum fluidization velocity, to be at 0.025. So that is assumed as the minimum fluidization velocity for the experiment part. And I also obtained a graph of pressure drop versus superficial velocity. From the graph, I found that the increasing velocity and the decreasing velocity intersect at one point, which is 0.02 meter per second. So we assume this as the minimum fluidization velocity for shell at 0.020 meter per second. The last graph I obtained is minimum fluidization velocity for kernel. As I mentioned for the shell, we can see the increasing trend and reducing trend. It intersect at one point, which is 0.03. So the experimental minimum fluidization of velocity of kernel is assumed to be 0.030 meter per second, which is the intersection of 4 point of two lines of the graph. So on the experiment, we also calculate the minimum fluorescence velocity for kernel and shell found to be 0.149 meter per second and 2.25 meter per second respectively. We can see that the value seems to be higher than the experimental value because there are certain errors that occur during the experiment. However, we follow the theory whereby we got the shell minimum fluorescence velocity to be lesser than sun and then the kernel minimum fluorescence velocity to be greater than the sun. So that's we already achieved one of the objective of it. Okay, moving on to the separation efficiency of shell and kernel and different wet heights of the shell sand. From the table 3, we could see that the complete segregation, which is the 100% segregation of kernel to the bottom of shell, bed occurs at the wet height of 10 cm, which is at the range of 0.027 to 0.033, which is actually the range of minimum fluorescence velocity for the kernel. And shell recorded the highest segregation to the top of bed, which means it's moved to the top of the bed, at bed of a height of 10 cm also, at the range of 0.017 to 0.023 meter per second, which is also the minimum fluorescence velocity for the shell. For the second experiment, sufficient efficiency of shell and kernel at different initial weights. Initial weight. Actually, the optimal segregation of kernel to the bottom from the graph, you can see that from table form. The optimal segregation of kernel to the bottom weight jetsam occurs at the initial weight of 15.9435 grams, while the highest segregation of shell occurs at initial weight of 4.086. It can be clearly shown that as the size increases, the possibilities for it to separate become decreases. So we can see that initial weight has strong influence on the separation of kernel and shell. And for the third experiment, separation efficiency of shell and kernel at different sizes. So as I said before, we have a different size of kernel and shell. We divide into group A, group B, group C, group D, and group E. Each has its own sizes. So from table 4, we see the optimal size for the complete segregation of kernel to the bottom weight is 13 mm, while the optimal size for the highest segregation of shell to the top of the bed is 10 mm. We can see from the graph that as the size increases, the possibility for it to separate becomes decreases. This is because when you increase the size of the particle, the UMF of the size also tend to increase, which actually can deviate from the original value. So it requires more air for it to suspend in the sand in the bed for a segregation to occur. So we can see clearly from here also size has a very good influence on the separation efficiency of a particle. So here an example of the pictures where I the segregation of happened. The first picture we can see kernel predominantly appear on the top, which I would say is not a good uniform segregation because kernel is supposed to be to the bottom of the sand. But we have the second picture, we can see like very less kernel but high shell. This is one of the very good uniform segregation because I can see the lot of shell which is supposed to be float on the sand happens. And the third one is where we are segregated according to size for the third experiment. Conclusion and recommendation. From the experiment, I found that the minimum fluorescence velocity of sand, kernel, and shell found to be 0.025 meter per second, 0.030 meter per second, and 0.020 meter per second respectively. Hereby, we can already achieve one of the objectives, which is whereby the UMF of shell is lesser than UMF of sand, and it's also lesser than UMF of kernel. So we are able to conduct the experiment for the segregation to occur according to the flow stem and Jetson theory that we have proposed. And for the other objective, we also would like to see that optimal segregation of kernel and shell occurs at the bed height of 10 cm. We found that the 10 cm is the best bed height for both. So in future, we want to do the segregation. We can have a bed height of 10 cm to process so that more separation can occur. And the optimal separation of kernel and shell occurs at initial weight of 15.9435 grams and 4.0883 grams respectively. It is quite difficult to get a uniform size because the size of the kernel is different, so that therefore the weight also cannot be in a very even number. However, these are the proposed initial weight that we can use to obtain a maximum separation. And the optimal size of separation of kernel and shell is 13 mm and 10 mm respectively. So for those who want to do the separation to make it optimal, we can use this size in our future process. So what are the recommendation I would like to give is that the sand should be replaced with beads. Okay, as I say that even though we use sand in experiment, but we cannot achieve 100% suppression in all the experiment. We can only find the certain thing needs to complete. So my suggestion that in future we try to replace the sand bed with beads to find so that we can help to have a more suppression. And the diameter of pipe opening must be bigger. The diameter of the pipe that's supplying air to the system must be bigger. Why? Because we want the air to reach in every part of the fluidized column so that every part is fluidized and the particle can be suspended. The third recommendation is filtered sand must be used to achieve union size so that we don't have cross particles and small particles together which can disrupt the fluidization process. So we make sure that we filter it to a uniform size that I've done in my experiment, 900 micrometers, so that it doesn't disturb our fluidization process. So until here is my video presentation. Hope Doctor can comment more on my presentation. That